Hello friends, the other day while recording an episode for the cheesiest man alive, I played against a player who just felt fishy to me and I couldn't shake that feeling. I went to bed, then I woke up and I was like, this guy, it felt like he was hacking. It felt like he had more info than the other people. So I submitted this replay to myself to check it. Then I watched it and there's really not that many weird moments. There's a couple of weird moments, so I want to go through them. And then in order to make a full and solid investigation, to present a solid case to the prosecutor, I decided to just start messaging people that this dude has played in the past few days and get as many replays as I can to see if there's anything suspicious there. So I'm still in the process of that. As we're watching this replay, I have like 7 messages sent. We'll see if we get any responses to that. So this is the first thing that is kind of weird and that I want to show you all. So we see that, first of all, there's a no-scout, which every hacker no-scout. Now, everyone that no-scouts isn't a hacker. I no-scout a lot, but every hacker so far that I've seen pretty much no-scouts consistently. The next thing here is that we have a rally right across the map here with this Reaper, right across the map, standard rally as well. Then we get a move command into this area onto the third base right now. He's moving down a little bit, kind of mirroring the movement of these links. And then here comes the move, here comes the move, here comes the move. He moves his camera down to send the Reaper downstairs to cut off any potential link run-bys, I guess. And then he goes pretty deep, he finds it, and he kills both of these 2 links. This is the first suspicious moment. The second suspicious thing actually happens at the same time. So we see here that Mr. Hacks goes for a second refinery, and then after clearing my 2 links, he cancels that refinery and opts to go for a low ground CC. And this is so weird because imagine what he scouted. He's seen that I'm playing a fast pool, a pool first, a build that very often gets followed up by a roach warren, and he sees a lack of a third base. He doesn't bother going into the main to scout, which would be a standard move. And he goes for triple CC low ground. That is insane. That is good against nothing unless it's like a fake, basically a fake pool first without a roach warren. So this is, this is not a huge red flag by itself, but it is kind of freaking weird because getting this low ground CC is an awful call in maybe 50-60% of the cases. And it's wild to make it, especially if your initial plan was to get a fast second gas. Like that's kind of what he defaulted to initially. But yeah, it's very odd to me. It's actually very, very odd. But we have more. So after I go for a little bit of a ling attack over here and I, make this thing burn, he actually has a wild move. So he goes downstairs to repair. Then he builds a blind bunker. But not just that. He also decides to add an eBay mere seconds before I'm set to arrive. Now, usually an eBay in the wall is not that weird. But if you're planning on playing mech, this once again is just... It is very odd. It is very odd. And on top of that, the complete lack of investment in building SCVs. Like... Not building SCVs when nothing is happening is insane. Skipping this orbital command for a randomly timed eBay is pretty crazy to me. That really is pretty crazy to me. And don't forget, he doesn't really have any vision of anything. So he's not getting any new information. He just felt all of a sudden like building a bunker, adding in a marine, like all of that jazz. It's so freaking weird to me. Rest of this fight, by the way, is not that interesting. I messed it up a little bit, but nothing hacky going on here. Now, here's another suspicious moment where he decides to move out on the map. Look at this. He's like, oh, I want to move out. I want to move out. He has his units exactly where my links are. Then, midway through, sees that a run-by is coming in, and all of a sudden moves towards this high ground. Like, he knows I have an overlord here, so it could just be kind of trying to trick my vision, tricking a run-by. But I feel like to me the movement felt a little bit suspicious. But then here something happens that makes me way less suspicious. I don't just want to show suspicious things. Everyone has some suspicious things, but like, this one really gets me. So I'm sending a link drop in here, And he doesn't respond at all until it actually hits his vision, which is right now. Yes, he's quite quick with the response, 2 seconds or so, but that's pretty much what I'd expect as well out of a higher level player, a Grandmaster-ish level player. So here I'm thinking to myself, oh, you know, like, maybe it's not the case. Maybe it's not a map hack again. There's just conflicting information all around. That is the issue I have. Then there's a whole lot of nothing, because nothing happens in this game. But then there's also the scans and the lack of sensor towers. First of all, it's weird if you have an eBay that you're not building any sensor towers when you're playing mech. And then also, whenever he throws a scan, it always hits my army, which... I know this sounds stupid, but it's just weird. It is actually just weird. Like, why does he always hit it? I just don't understand it. I don't understand how that's possible. So this is one. This is another one. We're gonna hit one more over here. One more on my side of the map, just for good measure. Right. Why always right on the middle? He can be very lucky. But it is very lucky. Look, another one. Like, it is possible that he predicts it or figures it out, but... I don't know, it's just kind of weird that he hits like every single scan right on top of my army. Given the fact that he has almost no map control, he doesn't send Hellions out on the map, he doesn't use sensor towers. Like, he just always just seems to be there. And then here in general, we kind of have I think an odd thing, so he goes for another scan here, I'm not sure why. Does go for another scan. Then here my plan is to, get scanned once more. My plan, I think, here is going to be to move towards the top side. And look at this. He just unsieges a bunch of tanks. Scans right on my army. But before he scanned, he already was moving to the top side. It just feels off. It really just feels off. But none of these are where you look at it and you go like, oh, guaranteed, you know? Like, and even all together, it's like... It's just weird clues. Like, why does he keep scanning anyway? This is like the 15th scan. Like, how many more times do you need to see what my upgrades are? Like, what even is he trying to figure out? Like, his sensor tower would honestly, you know, would help him out severely. His store production also is well in time, but I mean, that's not actually very suspicious. You just want to build Thors. Thors are freaking good, so... Yeah, I don't think I actually have too many more suspicious things in this game. So I watched this replay like 3-4 times from his perspective, and I just... It's off, but it's not off enough for me to say, oh, this guy is hacking. I actually am not very sure at all. I'm not even sure if I want to post this, because it feels like I'm just casting a suspicion on him right now. So there's a decent chance none of you will ever see this. But let's hope that we've got some replays from our friends out of the match history. This is the hardcore investigative journalism, by the way, that I'm doing here right now. Just sending some whispers, going through the match history, sending some whispers, and then seeing if I can get the replays. And he's actually active at the moment, so it's helpful. So every single time he finishes a game, I just message the dude he just played, and then I can get the replay, I can go over it. So let's go into our first one that we actually have. This is a replay that I got from Char's Appler. So a community effort here. This is a community investigation. Char is a Chinese player apparently. And was kind enough... Ooh, look at that. Some nice checking through the fog of war there. Was kind enough to send me 3 replays, 2 of which are very important. I've already watched them, so we can, you know, just go over some important moments. And the first important moment is going to be with the Reaper. Because this was beautiful. Where first I wasn't sure, now I am extremely freaking sure. Look at this. This is all I needed. So once again, we had a rally across the map with the barracks. Then midway through, he goes towards the bottom. Then moves towards the right side. Because he believes the links are going to go all the way around. But look at what the links actually do. The links are going to move through the middle. This gets spotted. And our good friend moves back to the middle. This is an absolutely insane move that makes legitimately 0 sense. If that isn't enough, okay, we're going to have a complete no scout. Remember when this dude played against me? He went for no blind bunkers early on, and then all of a sudden blind eBay plus blind bunker at some point. Low ground 3rd CC, okay? So right now he's cleared 6 links, and all of a sudden builds not 1, but freaking 2 bunkers. Instead of getting a reactor and getting Hellions out, he's producing Marines 1 at a time and getting Cyclones 1 at a time. Absolutely the best thing you can do defensively. And just kind of standing here with the Reaper, not harassing, not scouting, and sees the Roach, but the bunkers are already done. Starts a second one as well, second gas, completely different response, insane Reaper control. I am, at this point, already very certain that this guy's hacking. Just how different his responses are, and the dance with the Reaper being certifiably insane as well doesn't help either. But then I have a little treat for you all. Because not only does our good friend Hex over here have a pretty poor set of morals when it comes to playing fair, when he loses, he's also not the most pleasant guy. Look at that, little bit of an insult. We get the OMG from Charles Asbler over here. Because he sent me 3 replays. So the first one was the one where our Zerg player lost. Then he won a macro game in which there were actually a lot of weird things as well. And then in this game, there's a couple of things that are that are wild. I just wanted to show off the beautiful chat logs. You know, didn't want to withhold this from you guys because I thought this is the cherry on top of the pie made of absolute crap that this player seems to be. And look, I'm happy to report to all of you that this game also gets won by our good friend Charles Asbler, friend of the show. I've got a lot of other replays that I went through as well, and all of them have insanely suspicious things. They have random grenades being thrown in the dark space, mirroring the movement very actively. And actually, as the second cherry on top of this this garbage cake, this player, whose whose real name I've decided to hide, as to not give him any attention, as to not start any weird witch hunts. I got a couple of messages on Discord that apparently this guy was the dude who was streaming map hacking as well. So yeah, it is 100,000% sure that this is indeed a map hacker. Apparently a fun story about that is that this guy started streaming map hacking, and a bunch of 5.5k or 5.4k players just started stream sniping him. They're not using his stream to cheat, but just to match with him on the ladder, and it would absolutely destroy him every single time. So apparently he quit streaming after like 2.5 or 3 hours after losing 300 MMR. Then he got his Twitch account perma-banned, and he didn't manage to create a new account on Twitch because he only has a single phone number. So yeah, community effort taking out this guy, and yeah, now he's gonna get the dick as well from Blizzard, because I'm gonna send this in. I have a lot of replays. We had a lot of proof. Sadly, the Twitch clips are all gone because he got banned there, but yeah, this guy is gone. So I'm glad that my gut feeling yesterday, it was correct. I just couldn't shake it. I woke up this morning and it's all I could think about, really. I was like, it was so weird. It just was wrong. You know, it just didn't make sense. There's too many things. But yeah, if he just had built sensor towers, he probably would have gotten away with it as well. Just build sensor towers, man. It's not that hard. Don't be an idiot. All right. I hope you all enjoyed this as much as I did. If you did, then don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for another video. And hopefully at that point, this guy will also be gone from the ladder. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.